Here's why this is important.
Okay.
And you could say, well, look, it worked. Biden beat Trump, and he did. He had the pandemic. Trump, looked like the worst president of all time in the middle of the pandemic, and that helped Biden a lot. And he did beat him. And look, the Republican, the red wave in the midterms turned out to just be a trickle. They barely got, and that's true, right? And that's also largely because of the Supreme Court way overstepped on Roe v. Wade and infuriated people. I think, rightfully, I mean, the people were right to be infuriated and right to mobilize and get out there. And yes, there's Brad got another good comment there. But here's the thing: a party where that image, that picture, that yard sign is its sort of fundamental appeal, is not a party that is going to be able to stop fascism, Katie. It's not a party that is going to be able to turn back. Look, the Republican Party has been radicalizing itself steadily ever since I was a kid. Like I said, I come from Kansas. Bob Dole, right? Nancy Kassebaum. Those were our two senators. Neither one could be elected today as a Republican. They'd both be. I mean, I think even Bob Dole would be. Well, Bob Dole was always loyal to the Republican Party until the day he died, but he was very loyal. But Nancy Kassebaum certainly wouldn't be. She was Alf Landon's daughter, by the way. Certainly would not be a Republican in this day and age. And the party has radicalized itself and radicalized itself and radicalized itself. And they're doing it right now, by the way, as they're trying to elect a speaker in the House of Representatives. This process goes on and on and on, and has been going on since I was 13 years old. And there's no end in sight. And the only end, this is only going to end when the Republicans get handed a 1932 style defeat. I mean, a Franklin Roosevelt a wipeout kind of defeat. The Democrats in those days, admittedly, they had they were the party that the Republicans were badly damaged by the stock market crash and the Great Depression. But that's the electoral map.
Looking at lampshades.
Yeah, there's the electoral map for 1936.
Here it is.
The Republican won Maine and Vermont.
And
that was it. Yeah, I know. What a colossal wipeout. Even Kansas went Democratic that year. And look, this is what has to happen again. That's the response to Trumpism, is that, right? That's what needs to happen. And a party where that yard sign is its sort of great statement, cannot deliver that. It's absolutely impossible. There's just something that I find myself always having to remember audiences like that. 100 years ago, up until quite recently here, parties of the left were in general, parties, but not exclusively, but were parties that were largely propelled by working class people, working class votes, working class concerns. That is what defined the left. That is what it was about. It was closely associated with organized labor here, Great Britain, Australia, France, all the industrialized countries. That's what the left was. In our country, we, and a lot of those other countries that I just mentioned, they severed that link in the 1980s and 1990s. And the Democratic Party in this country gradually, and then all of a sudden, decided it wasn't going to be that party anymore. And it was going to be something different. It was going to be the New Democrats. It was going to be this party of the sort of professional managerial class. And a party like that is not capable of delivering a kind of Franklin Roosevelt landslide. It can't do it. And that's what has to happen. There's only look, this slow drift to the right that's so shocking and horrifying, and every couple of years it gets a little bit worse. It's not going to stop until the Democratic Party delivers a kind of, a kind of, or wins a kind of landslide like that. Did I mention the other important fact about, or I mean, many important facts about the New Deal, not just the reforms they brought, but the Democratic Party controlled Congress from 1931 until 1995. I mean, the House of Representatives, with just a few brief interruptions. That's incredible. A 60-year stretch because of the Roosevelt legacy. And the Republicans were a minority party for a very, very, very long time. And that has to happen again. How's it going to happen, Katie? How are we going to do it?
Bill Clinton again.
Yeah, that's
Barack
right.
Obama again. No, scolding people and telling them that they are not.
Well, Barack Obama could have done it. He was in a position to do it after the financial crisis. He came into office very much with a Roosevelt-style mandate in 2008. He definitely had the mandate. And he had Congress. And had he acted, I think, in a more forceful way against Wall Street, and even if he hadn't, if he had delivered, proper national health care, single payer, what Harry Truman was trying to get in 1948, if Obama had delivered that, yes, they would still be enjoying massive landslides all the time, I think. But I think he had that in his hands and it slipped through his fingers.
Well, but Tom, you're the one who taught me this more than anyone else. It's not that he had it and it slipped through.
He could have had it.
He didn't want it though. That's the thing.
He didn't want it. No, he didn't.
About the Democrats is not that they're inept. It's that they lack the will.
He didn't want to do it. He wanted to do it his way.
And that Republicans force them into certain things, but they
they pretend that after the fact. Obama wanted to do Obamacare. He didn't want to do single payer.
He didn't want to do single payer, right?
No, they are in their memoirs and stuff. They're very forthright about that. That's they played it exactly the way they wanted to play it, and they got what they wanted. Yes. So all I'm saying is that he could have taken that path, and he could, and Trumpism would never have happened. And what you're seeing in Congress right now would never have happened. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do it his way. You got to remember something about the New Democrats. They really do believe very profoundly in what they are doing. This is not a compromise. I mean, historically speaking, it's a compromise, but they really believe in what they're in what they're doing.